Welcome back to my computer duders. You're never gonna fucking guess. Have you heard about this one? This is on PSVR as well. Finally getting some of that PSVR goodness. Not Resident Evil 7 yet. Because life can't be a beautiful dream. We must suffer in order to get the good things. Oh, it has a continue option because I played this during the free weekend where you could just play as much of it as you wanted for 48 hours. And I tried to beat the game in that time so I wouldn't have to buy it. It was just good enough. I was like, I definitely want to actually buy this. Now, this looks like a mech game, but that needs a little bit of explanation. You're in a mech, but you don't control the mech's legs. There's somebody else in the mech with you, I think, or the AI controls it. You control the arms and guns. So it's technically a rail shooter, as weird as that sounds. It's a mech-based rail shooter. Ain't that some shit? You ever seen that before? Oh, you get to choose your whether you're gonna be a whammon.
Yep, that's me.
Only 2 genders. Triggered.
Welcome,
Triggered.
Captain Walker. Please proceed to Hangar 1 for your Project Deliverance weapons test.
Oh look, it's Jaden Smith. He's in everything these days.
Humanics didn't start 20 years of wars over drinking water.
Why would they? This is good in-world exposition, kind of. Except that it's still basically just a cutscene. They're playing it inexplicably in a subway. Like, why would they be playing a video about the history of this world on a subway? Have you ever been on a subway where they had just a widescreen TV?
Dad, I got it. I got it. Damn it, why are you crashing?
Language?
I'm sorry. I really want to show you this. Let me reboot.
Oh, I'm his dad.
Excited
I'm his dad.
for the surprise.
That's how you can tell that this
Yeah,
is a fiction
I'm 10.
game.
My friends are 10. Trust me. You can't keep surprises from 10-year-olds. Especially 6-story surprises.
Are we talking about my penis?
Protocols need work.
We better
I
not
get you
be.
excited. But I thought, I know this is a big deal, but I want to give you some space. No, you ready?
I'll give you some space.
I know I've been busy lately.
I'm gonna go out and
I
buy
never
some
make space
cigarettes
for
for 30 years.
Okay. Look! APCs!
Is this really the
I
best
think
that
those are Aunt Alana's.
This is nearly perfect, but there's little hiccups.
I
Is
got
that
it.
just the
It's
game being
stable.
shitty, or do I really need? Because I've got an i5
What
and a
is it?
980 GTX
It's a game.
980.
I made it for you.
For me?
Yeah. You know.
Oh,
it's
little
ready for battle.
black
So,
child
What you
genius.
have to do is you have to grab the bombers off the air.
Check that
pull
trope
them
off
in
the
your base.
list.
Ready?
Ready. I'm gonna eat your bombers for lunch.
I don't know, Nubstar.
Rah.
You've lost this.
This is
Can I
really
throw the planes
impressive,
into the other
Dad.
planes?
This is totally basic so far.
How long did this take you?
Oh, I
About
can.
4 days.
You spent 4 days making this. For me.
Yeah, you spent every day trying to protect us.
Why are they
all.
just
4
bombing?
days
Oh, I
is
see.
nothing.
Why would they drop bombs before they've reached the shitty game, kid? 2 out of
Just wait
10.
till the next one. It's gonna be way better. Promise.
Sometimes you
That's a
remind me
fucking
so much
Nintendo
of your
Switch.
mother.
That's like the
Yeah,
Switch 2.
I miss her too.
You better not have stolen that.
Remembrance Day. Please take a moment to pray for our fall. The fight still goes on.
Look at that bump mapping on his afro.
This test.
That's the real test of next generation graphics technology.
I'm not
How
gonna do
realistic
that.
of an afro can it
There's
render?
something.
Hey, what do I always say?
Go to bed.
Seriously, what do I say?
Your cockpit is the safest place on Earth.
He's like, what you say is women ain't nothing but bitches and tricks,
I'm not.
or whatever the saying is. I don't know.
Okay.
Attention. You are entering a restricted zone.
I was more of a smartass than this kid.
Identity confirmation.
Whoa. What is this? This is cool.
Relax.
Negroes
Pat.
detected.
This is routine. Captain Gabriel.
Initiate purge.
Verified. Welcome to Hangar 1, Captain Walker. And welcome, VIP Patrick Walker.
No way.
Way.
Didn't he just say there's a 6-story surprise? Why is he surprised by this?
No way.
Still way.
Did they change the writing halfway through? Oh, of course the train opens like this. Of course it opens like this for cinematic purposes.
Language.
Sorry. It's
That was their first design consideration, is presentation of a mech.
holy stuff.
I'm looking for a VIP by the name of Patrick Walker.
That's me.
Oh cool, they didn't have to animate his face.
I've been given strict orders to make sure
His
you
jaw
have
isn't even
access to
moving,
my
look at
house.
that.
And don't tell your
Maybe he
dad
just has a
about
prosthetic
the
head.
candy underneath it.
Sweet.
Probably in the future that's a real thing.
Patrick. Love you, kiddo.
Love you too, Dad.
And he was never seen again.
Not happening. I'm telling you, after the land seizure.
Nice thing about this game is it's seated,
Guardian.
so I can sit back in my nice comfy chair and have a heated blanket over my legs and just get fucking cozy inside my giant robot as I punch the shit out of various bad guys.
The city of Sanctuary.
Here we go, wasn't plugged in.
Not a myth. It's the last free city left.
Got my heated
Hearing this?
massage chair, got my blanket. I'm just gonna die in this chair.
City either.
They're gonna find my skeleton with a VR headset on my face,
Busy fighting
surrounded by piss jugs.
Just activated.
Whatever I figure out to store poop in, I don't know. I guess poop socks. If I could set up like a pneumatic tube system that would fire the poop socks out of the window, who cares where they land? That's not my problem.
Ready to do this, Guardian?
Lana.
What goes up must come down, but the down part's not my problem.
Get your head in the game. General Collins is going to be evaluating our unit.
Oh yeah, she's a
Speaking of our unit,
who
where are
pilots
MDs
the
and
lower
UAs?
half. She's like the see the mech's penis. See how it has a little viewing slot?
Knock it off.
She peers out of there.
Are we go for systems test?
Tracking down some kind of interference, but it's not enough to compromise.
Like in Zone of the Enders, where the mechs all had streamlined robococks, and that was actually where you would steer them from, which makes good sense, kind of. I'm not even joking, because
Comms,
Online.
cooling
the head would be the
systems,
natural target.
shields and reps.
They would assume that the pilot's in the
All
head.
systems go.
Confirmed. We are go.
Good luck, Guardian, and shoot straight.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Dad, over here.
Pat?
Sean showed me how to use the loudspeaker. You're gonna crush this test.
Great. Sit back and
I don't
enjoy the
care.
show.
Don't waste my time, kid. After Earth really sucked.
Why bother? Evidently, you're gonna crush this test.
Bulldog.
This interference is really bothering me.
Either those are guys in different parts of the mech,
Paladin's transmitting. Look sharp.
or they're in other vehicles. I forget which.
Project Deliverance. I don't think I need to tell you how long we've been working towards this.
I'm the main person in charge. Blah, blah, blah.
United States Free Forces have been on the run. We've been outnumbered and
How you like that?
today, thanks to the sacrifice of technicians,
Whitey's still in charge, and here I am
and scientists,
in the big robot doing their dirty work.
we will seize the advantage. Today, we take our first step to get
Not for long, though. We shall overcome.
Hope to give you a good show today, Paladin.
everyone here at Deep Mountain is counting on it. We've got an army of engineers hoping to mass produce that prototype if you succeed.
Aye, aye, lesbian haircut.
Neuralink. Activate M1 KL.
These aren't.
interface.
These are like the
I'm eager to
motion controllers for the mech,
Like
which
the
is really
attitude.
cool.
Initiating boot sequence.
Neuralink.
And there's a little bit of control lag deliberately between your motion of this thing and the
Sync
mech arm,
processor speed to E.
which is a good thing because it makes it feel like you're controlling a robot arm. If it was perfect one-to-one,
2, 1.
then the arm would just feel like a magnified version of the typical touch
Is
hands.
that? Am I seeing myself?
Yes, Captain.
Is the
Welcome, Neo.
Neuralink stable?
Scanning. I'm sensing
I am the architect.
Exactly. An acceleration of heart rate that matches.
I'm a little uneasy, M1KL. I'm having an actual out-of-body experience.
Uneasy.
What would be the purpose of this?
I feel uneasy. It's very exciting.
In the context of controlling a robot. Also, I'm getting jitter.
Biorhythms.
I shouldn't be. I don't know what the deal is. I think maybe because I have uTorrent going in the background.
Memories. Captain, the pattern of your
I dread it, but I'm going to have to upgrade. My laptop
Exactly
is more
thrilled with
powerful
sharing memories, M1. That's all.
than my desktop
Let's try and
currently.
keep some professional distance, okay? And let's not keep Paladin waiting.
Really,
Of course, Captain.
I harp on this too much, but the devs are idiots if they exceed the minimum spec for VR games before most people even have that kind of
I'll come
hardware.
back here for a long 1-minute vacation sometime.
Like something like less than 10% of Steam users have. Here it is.
Neuralink established and stable.
This is motion in my head
Pilot R1.
for some reason.
Servo synchronization test. Please
I don't know
resume
why
at
that
left
I wouldn't
hand,
move with the
Captain.
head, but look at this.
Servos calibrated and functioning at 100%. Now, make a fist. Excellent. Dexterity and response time are optimal. Now I will begin generating phantom targets in your heads-up display using our neural link. You will be able to see and interact with these targets.
It knows where I'm sitting too accurately, so I can't lean back and be lazy.
Punch the targets in front of you.
I have to lean forward to do this.
Next, we will proceed
Oh, there's my
with a
monitor.
check. Look
Hold
at
on.
Mac's right arm, Captain.
Hold on. I will in a second.
For HUD, I've activated a reticle. Your will go where you aim the reticle. Generating AR targets. Shoot them down, Captain. The ring around the reticle indicates the ammunition left in the machine gun's magazine. I am able to generate nearly
I can't reposition because Oculus changed their fucking interface, so I can't just pause the game and recenter.
Test complete. Now look on the mech's
That
left.
doesn't work.
I'm activating your Slam Shot heavy rocket launcher. The Slam Shot is a powerful weapon that can take out clusters of enemies, but it does not home in on them.
So I got my rocket launcher. I've got my machine gun.
Testing your ID,
Independently
fire,
of each
and
other.
comm systems. First off, can you see my ID in your
Oh, she's steering
Roger
that
Liberty.
thing. Okay.
M1's got you tagged
I thought she
correct.
was controlling my legs.
Okay, let's check hull status.
This robo-penis here
The indicator in
is the one in control of my legs, which is realistic. Because in real life, your legs are controlled by your penis.
Roger.
It's like how the stegosaur had a separate, smaller brain that controlled its tail.
Minor damage during construction yesterday has left some structural integrity issues.
How about we fix that? Guardian, my APC generates repair nanobots. These little guys can fix nearly anything and return you to fighting shape.
Oh, wait a minute. I can just push
I'm gonna
this.
launch a couple nanopacks. Just reach out and catch
There
them.
we go. Recalibrated.
Sending.
Now I can fully extend my arms without hitting anything.
Nice catch, Guardian. Squeeze them and watch the nanobots repair your hull.
Roger that.
Captain,
This better not be space semen.
EM shields. Both arms are equipped with power.
I've seen some space semen in my time. I know what it looks like.
Damage of most incoming projectiles. Activate your shields to test them.
I don't know. It might have been a dream I had.
As you can see, shields need to
Unz, 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 unz. Warehouse rave. Warehouse rave. Unz, 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 unz.
The longer you hold the shield, it will change colors, indicating that time is running out.
I can't angle it.
Indicator of remaining shield time is available in the
I
HUD.
can't. It's only
Shields do
up and
recharge
down.
over time. In this simulation,
This
try
is
and
really
focus the
slick.
targets that are firing on
Whether
you
or not
to
I
return fire.
I like this genre, I haven't decided yet. Because it is super limited. But I have to admit, the menu, the control system, this is almost exactly how a mech game should control. The problem is, nothing prevents it. The controls are not too crowded currently that they couldn't have added thumbstick locomotion. It would just be a lot to
Test concluded.
focus on. It'd be a lot to stay on top of.
Entering safety mode.
It's possible though. Like so far, nothing uses the thumbsticks, if you've noticed. So I could definitely do walking with left thumbstick and comfort turning with the right one. And if they do a sequel, that's really how it ought to control.
What happened?
We lost Paladin.
Reestablish comms.
We don't have the money for a lot of setup, so shit's about to get real right away.
I found the source of the electronic interference. It was on the back of your mech.
My God, that's not ours.
What the hell is that?
Lock the base down.
I told you it was Robo-AIDS. No, Jaden! No! There will never be an After Earth 2 now!
Structural integrity of the hangar has been compromised.
We're under attack. Evac! Evac!
Emergency override. Taking arm control. Supporting the platform.
Patrick! Get out of there!
Thanks for telling me what I'm doing every moment. Well, whatever. I can make another kid. I've got plenty of jizz. Plenty of jizz.
I'm not leaving without my boy!
Apologies, Captain. I am activating emergency evacuation protocol.
Damn you, Robo-Penis! Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. You always think the Robo-Penis is the last one that's going to betray you. But then they turn on you. Exactly as foretold in the Bible. It's all there in Revelations, folks. Just read your Bible.
This is Liberty. I'm going evasive. Need backup. Need backup.
Get us back in the hangar now!
Hangar 1.
And really, on PSVR, it kind of had to be a rail shooter in order to keep the motion sickness and frame rate under control, especially with the shitty touch controllers. Not that, I mean the Move controllers. Everything I've heard says this is better on Oculus just because the Move controllers have shitty motion detection and touch actually works.
Transport Captain. 264 people. Dead.
I want guns! Where are my guns?
Damage during the ejection.
Typical black man.
I'm working on it. Shields are operational.
I don't care.
Solve all your problems with guns.
Incoming.
Get me those goddamn guns!
Right arm shield. Fire incoming. Trigger left shield. Remember, your shields will only protect the area they cover, and their
Why
duration is short.
Ambush! Ambush!
have a pilot if the AI knows exactly what to do?
Get me to my platoon!
How wouldn't it be a better decision just to have the AI control the robot?
You will get me my guns so I can pay them back in full. Do I make myself clear?
You do, Captain.
Yeah, get angry at the robot. It can process your emotions.
On your right.
Machines react to emotion.
Tanks. 10 o'clock. Activate left shield.
Fuck all you little fuckers.
Hostiles on our right.
You know, the thing is, they probably had families too. Had. Ow. This does get tough. I actually couldn't beat it in the amount of time it was free for. It's fun though. It feels like controlling a giant robot. Except for the fact that you don't control the walking. It's like a very advanced theme park ride.
Left shield, Captain.
In that it's super polished and streamlined, but you don't have a lot of control over things. This is like something you'd expect to do at like Universal Studios.
More ground troops, Captain. On your right.
Isn't this kind of unbalanced? I'm like a dude in a giant robot killing little... Why would they attack me? When the...
Captain, detecting a new signal. Air units. Screechers, 12 o'clock.
I appreciate everything as a sort of a well-defined design aesthetic specific to this world. Things don't look too generic. Like, look at these ships. These ships look pretty interesting and unusual. Like, there's definite good and bad designs for the ships, for the good guys and bad guys. That's cool. I like that. So I have some praise for this game too right away. In fact, it's mostly good. It's just that it's so dumbed down. Like, why couldn't they let me control the mech to do this? Just give me, even if they just gave me a dotted line on the ground or something like that, I would still feel patronized, but not so much as I do currently.
An
army's worth, probably. Being that this is a war. It feels good though. It's fun. This is fun to control. I'm having a good time.
Captain, I managed to restore a slam-shot heavy rocket system.
About time. Let's unleash hell.
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my shitty desert. It may not be much, but it's mine.
The slam-shot's blast radius.
This is where I keep all my gold foil Pokemon cards. You were not invited. Fucking Team Magma bitches. I'm doing shitty, actually. Like I said, it's not as easy as it looks.
Rambler, those screechers had me pinned good. Thanks.
2 o'clock, tank.
Thanks, Fox. They almost had me.
We actually win it?
They killed all our people. I don't want to hear any of you taking a victory lap.
Yes, sir.
Punch through them.
Concentrating fire.
Let's give them what they got coming.
Guardian, I've got packs of nanobots charged up and ready to
Space
repair the
jizz.
hull.
Let it fly.
They're safe to transfer them.
Throw them to me now, and let's get back to the fight.
Squirt that shit all over me. Just,
Catch them and squeeze.
oh, all over me. Oh. Rub it into my nipples. It feels so good.
What was that?
That was what's left of 4th Platoon.
Guardian, we're in. We're the only survivors.
Keep your edge. Make every last one of these bastards pay for what they did.
That's classic. You're like one dude in a fucking space fighter or something against an entire alien empire.
Captain,
I would have it no other way.
to pass under the overpass. Your arms are capable of destroying most structures.
This is the cool part. This is what makes it better than a rail shooter. I can do this.
Commando unit, waiting for us. Blast them.
Captain, might I
I
suggest
can
you
fucking
do
punch
this?
shit.
Destroy the overpass and you destroy the enemy.
Double punch!
Surviving unit from the bunker. Humanix is routing all their forces. to
Rider punch!
You want to run?
You know what it reminds me of? The original 1971 Kamen Rider theme song, Masked Rider.
Troops.
Kill them all.
That's the idea of a war, indeed. Kill. But it's sung by like the most over-the-top, manly Japanese vocalist, and it gets me so fucking pumped listening to it because I want to try my hardest at whatever I'm doing so I don't disappoint that manly-sounding Japanese dude. Rider, punch! Rider, kick! Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider, Rider, Rider. Did Kamen Rider have a mech? Did he have like a Zord? I forget.
A malfunction in the Neuralink.
I've only seen a couple episodes of the original series. He has the same
But the Neuralink is stabilized.
origin story basically as Spider-Man.
I will, of course.
Like a radioactive
Detecting a
insect bites him and gives him bug-like powers.
12 o'clock. Holy shit. Never seen one this close before. These are the things that took out those protest crowds in Seattle.
Captain, the enforcer is
Oh, cool backstory. That. Oh fuck.
Hit him with everything you got.
use your heavy rockets when the enforcer comes.
You did it.
Unbelievable.
Second enforcer incoming.
Here we go again.
I actually got to use my shield properly this time.
Down.
Tanks, low and left.
They're throwing it all at us. Turn them to scrap.
I'm pretty low on health now. Well,
Life support failing.
that's
I'm
that.
hit. It won.
Like I said, it's not as easy as it looks. I mean, to compensate for the fact that you have no control over your direction, they really make you have to. You know what this reminds me of also? What was it? Final Burn or something. I forget the name of the game on 3DO and CDI, which is an FMV-based shooter. Regarded as one of the better games on the CDI, which is really not saying much at all. Like saying the tastiest turd in the toilet.
A malfunction in the Neuralink. Correcting.
M1, report.
I'm not able to find the bug, but the Neuralink is stabilized.
Make sure it
Look at all the subtleties of the hand motion, arm motion I can do. And the fucking cannon
Signature I'm not
follows my wrist.
Enforcer, 12 o'clock. Holy shit. Never seen one this close before. These are the things that took out those protest crowds in Seattle.
The Enforcer is heavily armored, highly maneuverable, and deadly.
So are we. Hit him with everything you got.
Really? Are we maneuverable? In fact, are we? Canonically? I don't feel maneuverable. I, in fact, can't maneuver myself at all.
Tanks, slow and left.
They're throwing it all at us. Turn them to scrap.
I'm getting better at this. It's cool having 2 reticles, even if that were the only innovation over a regular rail shooter. It really more fully engages you. It's like a light gun game, but you have 2 light guns, and you have melee to think about. So it's engaging enough that the fact that I don't control the mech kind of sucks.
They threw everything at us and we survived.
Also, I can't hear my footsteps.
The mech, it could change the war.
It's not a mech game without footsteps. What the fuck is this about? I need to hear stomping.
Engage travel.
Why can't I hear the bullets, but I can't hear my feet?
Shouldn't we run?
They're expecting us to run. Downtown.
No, we shouldn't run because we're the main characters.
We can hide from their center sweeps and establish contact with Deep Mountain.
A solid strategy. Plotting a course.
Rest up.
Thank you, Robot Penis. You always believed in me when no one else did.
Got a lot more killing to do.
But I don't trust you.
M1, give me a weapon system status report.
I have insufficient combat data to bring systems to full.
So tell me, Robot Penis.
Right. I remember the briefing.
Are you
the more we fight,
fully functional?
Affirmative.
Do you have pleasure functions?
Let's see what you've accessed.
Ooh,
so far.
come here. Come. That's right. Ooh. How does that feel? Does that tickle your circuits? Anyway, that's enough for one episode. Do you like what you see? I'm enjoying this. I feel patronized. Oh, he's got the little picture of his son down there. That's cute. That's cute. I think if you choose the whammon, that it's a picture of her with her son. Anyways, it feels. I like it. Everything's good. I can't find fault with anything except for the fact that it doesn't. It's less of a real game than it could have been. Like, there's nothing except for the cowardice of the developers and that prevents them from letting me do free motion with the thumbsticks. It would have been a more sophisticated game. It would have opened up multiplayer possibilities with people controlling their own mechs and having fist fights and giant robots, which would have been awesome. You know, the only real reason not to do it was performance reasons, because it had to run on PSVR, and wanting to ensure against motion sickness, I believe, and also because it's less effort in terms of modeling the environments if you only have to model the places the player is going to be carried on this track. And you are very much on a track. You're on rails. It's a rail shooter. You saw what I meant. Having said all that, for what it is, does it deliver the feeling of being in a giant robot, controlling the giant robot? Yes. They did a lot of little things like the motion lag for the arm that makes it feel like you're really controlling these like telematic servo things that convey commands with some amount of delay to the robot arms, rather than just having it be one-to-one. Because if it moved exactly as fast as your arms in front of you, it wouldn't feel like they're huge. Huge things have a delay in their motion because of their mass. They did a really good job conveying that and making it feel like you're in something big. And really, if they hadn't nailed that, then they may as well have not made the game. But the game does deliver on that feeling. It delivers on the fantasy of controlling a giant robot. And for that, I find it hard to fault it. So that's all for this time. Stay tuned for the next episode and find out if I ever find Jaden Smith and get the production ball rolling on After Earth 2, which the whole world waits for, as you know, with bated breath.